187 Detroit's homicide. Listen to Mike and Tyler. Time now. Órale, vida la loca.
You are listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Well, we are live, pals, and welcome to a royal edition of the Bill Apter Seal of Approved. Count It Out with Mike and Tyler, because it's Royal Rumble season, get it? My name is Tyler. I am joined, as always, by the one and only Mike. What's going on?
We're going to call me Rumble Walsh this week.
No, we are not going to do that, ever. Not this week, not last week, and not next week will I ever call you that. Royal Rumble, man. Before we get into it, how's your week going?
How could it be bad? It was Rumble week. I love Rumble week. It makes me so excited. I said last week, it's like Christmas. Doesn't matter how, I had a really shitty week at work. I didn't care. I hurt myself really bad on Saturday. I didn't care.
Oh, you didn't tell me about that. I wish I knew. I would have laughed.
I didn't tell you. I fucked my knee up pretty bad at work. Anything that went wrong this week, it didn't bother me because it was Royal Rumble. I came home limping, like with a swollen knee, a cut up wrist, like all this stuff from an accident I had at work on Saturday. I came home, did not give a shit, got on my couch, turned on the Rumble. It was like, yeah, that's all I cared about. And I wasn't disappointed.
It was a great Royal Rumble from start to finish. I thought every match delivered.
You know who the biggest loser of this Rumble was, though?
Who?
All the idiot fans who won't shut the fuck up about their crybaby fucking.
Well, we'll get into that.
Shut up.
Well, I'll tell you. Crybabies this year. I'll tell you who wasn't a loser in the Royal Rumble this year. That was me. As I am now. Thank you.
Baby.
So every year, Clay Wilson runs a Royal Rumble pool, and you get 3 numbers for each Rumble match. I am now a 3-time winner of the Women's Royal Rumble.
What are the chances that you would win
3-time, baby?
Specifically, the Women's Rumble.
Never won the men's.
Years in a row.
Thank you, Charlotte Flair.
So odd.
I think I might actually enter the Women's Royal Rumble next year. I'm on a roll. I think I should just jump right in there and punch my ticket.
Let's get Santino back on the show and give you pointers on how to get in there. You know what I mean?
Let's something I don't know if you're aware of. I actually just found this out seconds before recording. Let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. We're gonna get into Charlotte in a minute, but we saw a very fun surprise return of our very own hometown girl Trish Stratus.
That was nice.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good little fit for her. She had her outfit on from paying homage to her debut outfit, 25 years
really
of Trish.
Cool, yeah.
Do you know who helped prepare Trish Stratus for the Royal Rumble match?
I don't. I'll take a swing in the dark and say Natalia.
It was our very good friend, Jody Threat.
Ah, great.
And I believe, and Mark Wheeler was there, and it looked like maybe John Atlas, but I don't know that for sure. I couldn't tell. But Jody just put out a fantastic video of them all training at Battle Arts together for Trish. Trish Tuesday night, last Tuesday night, they were all there together. So very, very fun stuff. And Jody was a great trainer there. She was really getting Trish ready for it. But shout out to Jody Threat. I would love to have seen her in the Royal Rumble. But we did see the return also of Charlotte Flair, your winner of the Royal Rumble. People aren't happy about it. They booed her out of the building last night on Raw. Very unfortunate. Very, very stupid considering we haven't seen her in almost 2 years. What's your thoughts on Charlotte winning the Rumble?
I'm very cool with it.
You too.
She wasn't my first choice, obviously. There was a few other things I would have preferred to see, but I'm not upset with it. Her, I again because I know she had a face down last night on Raw, but when it did happen, I was excited because I think we're gonna get a great match from her and Tiffy. I don't want to see her and Rhea again.
Mm.
I'm not. That's not what I would prefer to see. But her and Tiffy are going to tear it the hell down if that's the road she decides to go.
I don't know enough about Tiffany Stratton to know if I'm excited about this match. Now, from a character standpoint, I
Do you
know a
know what time?
lot.
But do you know what time it is?
I think it's time for Charlotte to win another championship. If she does that road, we have seen her in the past. The last time she won the Royal Rumble, she did choose the NXT Women's Championship with Rhea
Mm,
Ripley as well.
yeah.
She is going to be on NXT as we record this tonight to confront, I believe, Julia is the champion there. Is that Julia? I don't know her name, but
Yes, Julie.
I don't watch NXT. So, and I think
Neither
that's
do I, but I keep up enough
I think that's a big reason why I'm excited for this opportunity if they go with Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. This is a big match for her, and I think this is where we
what
find
I
out if it
want.
really is Tiffy time or
Yeah.
not.
I think this can help build to be win, lose, or draw. You put her in with the queen as long as you make her look strong in the match. She's walking out better than she walked in, and
So
that's all I really want for Tiffy.
if we do get Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte, who do we want Rhea Ripley paired up with?
There's so many things you could do with Rhea. I mean, Nia Jax would be an easy guess. Um, we've gotten her and Liv too many times. I don't think we need to see her and Liv again.
No.
Um, I guess it's too early to give it to Jordan, and they didn't really build Jordan in the Rumble to a spot where Jordan can really justify going and doing that. So I'm not sure yet. I think that all depends on what we're going to see at Elimination Chamber. Right now, the only person announced for the Elimination Chamber is Liv Morgan.
Correct. Which is too bad because I would have really liked to have seen Io Sky in that title match at WrestleMania this year.
Is that who she beat for the spot?
She beat Io last night, yeah.
All right.
Um I don't know who I'd like to see. I don't want to see Liv Morgan. I'm with you on that. Maybe
Bailey?
Bailey would be cool. Alexa Bliss is a dark horse. She's back
Alexa
now.
just came back. We'll see. Yeah. Depends on
Um
what their plans to do with her.
I don't want to see Nia Jax in there. I have no interest in that. Uh, yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
someone like who's in
TBT.
who's in that stable with Shayna Baszler and
No, thank you for any of
no,
them.
none
You
of
know,
them.
we've got also the return of Becky Lynch that will be close.
You know what would be cool? Put her against that girl Valkyra.
What, title for title?
Yeah, we haven't had like they could go and do a Hogan Warrior
See, I would say yes to
as
that
women.
if they didn't just announce that title. Like, I think it's too new to just already have a title for title match.
Okay, I see your point on that, but I think that would I, I I think that would be really cool. I think that would hype up that title. Um,
Some
having Charlotte make it look important.
Something that I would really like to see at Elimination Chamber weekend.
Sorry, not Charlotte, Rhea.
Rhea, yeah. Elimination Chamber weekend. I want to see one of two matches on either SmackDown or the pay-per-view. I don't care which one, but they both involve Natty, and I would like to see either Natty versus Trish Stratus or Natty versus Jordan Grace at either one of those events.
Okay,
I
I
think
don't think we're gonna see them, but
I
I'm with you.
I could see the potential of Natty versus Jordan Grace at the SmackDown.
Sure.
I don't think we see Natty versus Trish. I think that
Yeah,
would be cool to see the two most successful Canadian women wrestlers of all time
of course.
have a match together. I don't think
Yeah.
we get it, but I mean, Natty versus Jordan Grace, there is no reason why that cannot happen at the SmackDown on the Elimination Chamber.
I mean, you're right in the fact that there's no reason it can't happen, but I don't think that it will happen. I
But why? Everyone wants to
because
see it. Just give it to
because
us.
that
Natty's the hometown girl. It doesn't have to be on the pay-per-view.
I hate to tell you this, man. You and I are Natty's biggest fans. Natty, like you look and Natty doesn't have the following that should.
I think that she's got a good following. I just think that they're they're kind of phasing her down now. Like, Natty's had a great run. She's been in the company for, God, it's got to be 15 years by now, right?
Oh, yeah.
More than that, because what, her first WrestleMania was 26, 5 or 6. Like, she's been signed with the company for a long time. So, anyways, let's shift gear. Let's go. I was very happy and underwhelmed all at the same time with the tag team title 2 out of 3 falls match. I think that match was not built to be in a stadium. I think if you put that match in an arena, it would have
The
been.
match itself was fine. It was good. Um, but you're right. That unfortunately the crowd was dead to that match, and I don't know if they were dead to the match or
Well, you're
it just
coming off
felt
the
like that
Royal
because it
Rumble,
was in a
right?
stadium. Yeah, like the crowd was dead. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I did not like the
No, neither did I. Also, wait, sorry, just to circle back. I had one more point about the Women's Royal Rumble. Can we please put an end to the Iron Person spots? Please. The Women's Royal Rumble, we had 3 people go over an hour.
I don't mind that as long as they're not winning. I said last week I don't want the Iron people winning. If they don't win, it's fine.
I just like it just doesn't. So there's 2 ways that I look at this. Way number one, it doesn't mean anything to go over an hour in the Royal Rumble anymore because everybody does it.
Yeah.
Or way number two, as human beings, we have evolved physically and we are better in shape than we were 20, 30 years ago.
I
And
mean,
it's
you
easier
you
to go
look
an
at the
hour.
stars, you look at the stars now versus stars 30 years ago, and most of them are in better shape.
Now, if wrestling
Yeah.
wasn't a work, I would like that a lot more. But wrestling's a work and you can still protect the Royal Rumble. We don't need like I thought it was a great showing for Roxanne Perez. But I mean, she could have went 38 minutes and gotten put over just as much as going an hour and 6 or whatever she went. Like
Yeah.
I just don't need like we had Liv, we had Io, and we had Roxana all go over an hour. Everybody goes over an hour, especially in the women's Royal Rumble. We didn't get it in the men's this year. Penta went, I think, 40 something minutes, even though he got eliminated technically in about 3, but we'll
Yeah.
get there. But yeah, anyways,
Nobody saw that.
back to the tag title match. I'm with you. The finish was flat. I did like that fake tag spot that Gargano and Ciampa did, though. That
So
was
you don't
brilliant.
like it?
I
Oh,
loved it.
you
I
okay?
loved it.
That was
Yeah.
my favorite part of the match. That was brilliant. What a great spot.
But yeah, I don't know where you go from there. I guess Street Profits are, you probably get some kind of multi-man match heading into
I don't
WrestleMania.
consider them big enough stars to have been in that spot.
Yeah, I guess
For
they're
for, for
trying
them to
something new, turning them heel.
for them to do that and for anybody to give a shit, like I don't know.
This
I
one
didn't
I'm gonna let see how it plays out. How about that ladder match?
love Blood
Wow, violent.
Violence. You said it, and it's true. We need to see that killer mentality in Cody. God damn, did we see it? It was
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, having Cody show that killer instinct, I think really elevates him. And Kevin Owens, man, kudos to that guy. He took, well, both of
See
them
him
took
see him come out on
hellacious.
Raw last night. He had like a black eye, and yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was nasty.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
that
uh,
that that look on Sammy's face when he like jumped up when he went to the ladder, I think that was like half work and half like, holy
yeah,
shit.
it was violent. It was a
Yeah.
violent match. It was exactly what it needed to be to blow off that intense feud. And what a feud that was. Those guys have been going at it for almost 5 months now. Like,
Can I tell you one of my I told you off air that I have some things that I wish we could be seeing going forward and changes that I would make to the booking. Something that I think could have happened last night, and I didn't know I wanted this until the opportunity presented itself to me. But seeing what they did with Sammy during that match, Sammy comes out and you can see him like almost torn. Like, hey, stop it. You're messing up my friend. But I get it because you're my friend too. And it's very torn. Finally, I'm like, I want Sammy to turn right now. Like when right before that Alabama slam happened, I wanted him, or no, right after it happened, I wanted him to go and knock Cody off the ladder. Um, and then I decided, holy shit! All of a sudden, I want Kevin Owens to win this match, and I want to see Sammy and Cody at WrestleMania. And honestly, dude, I think I'm wishing that happened.
I'm not in the same boat as you on that
And then
one.
and then have either Kevin or Cena or Kevin or and Punk at WrestleMania.
I'm not on the same page with you on that one. I'm not something I would be interested in seeing, but I don't hate it either, if
What a
that
way to
makes.
elevate Sammy to that next level to have him have a grudge match with Cody at WrestleMania.
I don't think Sammy works as a heel right now. I don't think it's
I think he
time.
could. I think he
Like
could.
Sammy's talented enough, but it's not time. Like he needs to be a babyface right now because he's just got so much behind him as a babyface right now that it would just feel forced. Like why is he turning heel all of a sudden? Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm with you on the Sami Zayn heel turn thing, but I would like to pick your brain on what it looks like we're getting now because Kevin Owens did turn on Sammy on Raw and
Okay,
laid him out.
I read that. I didn't get to see anything. I read that
He
very briefly.
hit him with the package pile driver, laid him out. Does that
And
mean
this was right after Sammy lost to
to
CM Punk
Punk? So,
in a qualifying match.
yes. So that means that we are getting CM Punk as well as John Cena, which we'll talk about later.
So do you think
And
we're gonna get are we gonna get Sammy and Kevin at Elimination Chamber, Mania, or both?
I think we get them at Mania, is what it looks like.
What do you think? What do you think either one of them are doing at Elimination Chamber?
I don't think we see Sammy on Elimination Chamber.
Dude, you can't keep one of the biggest Canadian superstars off that show. No, he'll be there. I don't agree with you. I think he'll be there.
I mean, if they're hitting him with a package pile driver, Randy Orton hasn't been on TV in months because he got hit with a pile driver. So unless I could see Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at Elimination Chamber.
Which is funny that they're going this direction. I thought this was all going to lead to Randy and Kevin at Mania.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. So I want to play the game then. What do you do with these guys? So I've got a couple names here that I don't know what you do with them at WrestleMania, right? Randy Orton being one of them. What do you do with Randy Orton at WrestleMania?
See, let's see. Maybe it is going to be Kevin and Sammy at Elimination Chamber, and then it'll be Randy and Kevin at Mania. Who knows? But I don't know if you're not doing Randy and Kevin, maybe like Randy and Seth, because now we're going, or no,
Looks like
that
Seth's
doesn't
going to be
get,
spoken for too.
well, because what's going on there? Because now it looks like it might be Seth and Roman
Maybe triple
at
threat with
Mania.
Punk.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. After that stomp, yeah, it's hard. What do you fucking do?
Yeah, it's really fun because, and this is what I love about wrestling right now. Normally, after the Royal Rumble, you can pretty much be like, this
Oh,
is your WrestleMania card.
yeah,
I still don't have
I
a
have
clue.
no idea what Mania is going to look like.
And that's
No
a
idea.
good thing because, like, I want so much to happen.
So many
Like,
people are like, "Oh well, it's obvious he's just going to go win the Elimination Chamber." Like, yeah, but you said it was obvious he was going to win the Royal Rumble. You were wrong about that. Nothing is obvious right now. I think there's a huge possibility that Cena loses the Elimination Chamber.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Cena and Cody is the match that should happen at Mania.
yeah. It looks like Jay's going to go for Gunther,
Does
even though he.
Jay make it to WrestleMania?
Why do you say that?
Maybe he loses his title shot along the way.
I
I think
think
that
he
would be a
will.
big mistake. I think that would be a
Yeah,
big mistake if
no,
they
they
did
do
it.
that.
But I mean, you don't know, is what I'm saying. Is Gunther going to be the champion going into WrestleMania? Do we get Jay versus Cody? They have a long history together.
That would be a great match. Yeah,
Does
I
Jay
don't know.
Uso have to win at WrestleMania?
I think because they already gave him that shot at Saturday Night's main event. I think they kind of have to pull the trigger with him
This
at
is his
Mania.
third shot at Gunter. He also fought him on one of the pay-per-views earlier last year.
Okay, in that case, yes, I think he has to win.
How many times? This is his fourth time against Gunter or third? This is his third or fourth time against Gunter.
All for the title?
He's fought him for, yeah, I think this is his third shot. He was Gunter's
Okay,
first opponent. I think at like Berlin or something, maybe. No,
sure.
that would have been Damian Priest. He fought him at one of the shows. I know
All
Jey
right, well,
Uso.
he's got to win. Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's the same opponent, same title. He's got to get it this time, or else I think you're just wasting him.
Do you keep the belt on Cody after WrestleMania? Like, does Cody win at WrestleMania?
The way I'm going to say this is going to come off dismissive, but it doesn't mean to be. I don't care. Either way, I'm happy.
Hmm.
If like it all depends on who he faces. If he faces Cena, I'm not going to be mad if Cena walks out as a 17-time champion. If Cena loses, I'm not going to be mad that Cody Rhodes is still your WWE champion. Um, this doesn't hurt the retirement tour if he loses,
No, not at all.
and it doesn't hurt Cody to lose to the greatest of all time. So this could go either way, and I'll be okay.
I think John Cena deserves to be in the main event of WrestleMania this year. I
Because it's
think
his very last
I
time.
think
He
I
hasn't
think
main
after
evented WrestleMania in over 10 years.
I think
It's
yeah, I think his last Mania main event, if I'm not mistaken, was against The Rock, was it not?
2013.
Yeah. So I mean just and I think that he's still got the drawing power to be the guy that should main event WrestleMania.
For sure.
Um it's funny because I love that promo that he cut at the press conference. I think it
That was
was
okay.
I
Yeah, I
it
think it
was
was a little overhyped.
okay.
Well, no, you called it one of the greatest promos of all time. I
I
saw a
never
bunch of
said of
other
all
people calling
time.
it
It was a
calling it the greatest
phenomenal
promo.
promo.
It was good. It was good.
It
I
was an
I I
incredible
it's
promo.
not making any lists over here, but yeah, it's good.
I definitely think it is in contention for a list. John Cena's promo there, that's not John Cena. That's not what he does.
Yeah,
And the fact that he came out and I think if you actually look into the layers of why this promo is so powerful, John Cena came out and he came out in Toronto at Money in the Bank and he said, I'm gonna retire. This is gonna be my last year starting in January. Came out on Netflix. He was all goo goo gaga. Hey, well, maybe I can win the Royal. Like, he wasn't
yeah.
taking it serious, right? He got into the Royal Rumble match. He had a strong showing, and he was this close to winning and
Yeah.
main eventing
Great
WrestleMania.
finish, by the way. Great finish.
Great finish. One of my
Yeah,
favorite Royal Rumble finishes ever.
yeah.
Now, that being said, he gets eliminated, puts over Jey Uso in the ring, the classy thing to do. But in his brain now, shit, this is real. This
Mhm.
is it. This will be my last WrestleMania. I didn't realize how important this record was for me now until it's slipping through my fingers, right? He comes out at this press conference, very serious, says, I'm not going to answer any questions from anybody. This is what I have to say. And what I have to say is, after everything I've done for this company, I'm putting myself in this match. I'm using my clout and who I am to say I deserve to be in this match, and I'm calling my spot because I've earned it over 20 years. He's never done anything like that.
No.
John Cena's never pulled the "Do you know who I am" card.
But I also like that he called the spot as in I'm calling it to say that I am going to go and earn my spot to WrestleMania still. I'm not calling it to say, hey, I'm going to be in Mania. I love that they're doing it. So yes, just like you said, he's doing the do you know who I am? But he's still being humble about it.
No, he's not. Did you hear his other line he said? It's what's best for business.
No, good. And which
Do you know who I
I
am?
could
It's
I
what's
consider
best for business. There's no
I consider
humbleness to
that
that.
I still consider that humble for the way he delivered it because he's not telling any fucking lies there.
He's
He's
not
not
telling any
he's
lies.
not bragging. He's telling it as it is. That's not
There's
braggadocious. That's
being
not
being
that
honest and being humble are two very different things.
I think I found it as humble because unhumble would be like, hey, listen, everything I've done, you can just give me the Mania main event. No, he still said, I'm gonna go and earn that spot at WrestleMania.
Well, he didn't. He said, I'm gifting myself the opportunity to be in the Elimination Chamber.
The opportunity. Exactly.
Like well, yeah, but CM Punk had to earn his way, and everybody else has to fight a match to get in. I like that. I like that he flipped a switch in his head and said, "This is a big deal, and I'm going to." And I haven't won a match. That's a big thing too. He's been very adamant how long it's been since he's won a match.
Mhm.
Is he doubting himself? Could I even get myself into the Elimination Chamber?
Right.
I love that he pulled the card. He pulled the I'm John Cena
Here's a
and
question
I'm
for you.
punching my way into the Elimination Chamber.
Here's a good question. I agree with you that you need John in your main event. Okay, I'm with you on this one. However, do you think the company is doing CM Punk dirty by not finally giving him his main event when
Who
this might
says
be his last chance?
who says he's not going to be in a main event?
Let's say he's not.
What match? This is the other thing why I like Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble match. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Jey Uso and Gunter main events one of the nights.
No, they flat out announced at the Royal Rumble that the Women's Royal Rumble would be main eventing WrestleMania. So I guarantee it's going to be
I
the
didn't
women
hear
main
that.
eventing one night.
I don't think that
Then,
happens either.
well, that's how it was announced when they announced the Rumble.
There's there's two Royal Rumble matches, right? We're not get I don't think we're getting Jay or Charlotte main eventing a night at WrestleMania. I don't think we do at all.
I'm just telling you how they announced.
Well, they always say the winner of the Royal Rumble main events WrestleMania, but they never do. Bailey won the Royal Rumble last year. She didn't main event tonight.
Fucked up. They lied to us, Tyler.
They
I'm done
did,
with
but they
I'm done
always
with the
have been.
lies.
But
I'm done with
listen,
the lies.
I still think that there is an opportunity for a main event to happen at night two. And I think that the bigger match is, let's just say they do a triple threat match with Roman, Punk, and
You think
Seth.
that's the bigger match than Cody Cena?
No, I think it's a
Oh,
bigger
okay.
match than Bailey or than Charlotte and Tiffany and the Jey Uso and Gunter though. But I think there needs to be more to it, like just a triple threat, but like there's got to be something more at stake than this triple threat match. But like I have more interest in I don't know what they're doing though. I don't even know if they're going to do a triple threat. Like to me, Punk
No, I
doesn't.
don't know where they're going in that. The only thing I know is I don't want Punk and Rollins again.
No,
That's the only thing I know for a fact that I do not want.
I think like
The
I would.
idea of that's why I liked my idea of Sammy having Sammy and Cody, then having uh Punk and Kevin. Now, where does that leave Cena? I don't know.
What
And then you get Seth and Roman.
what happens if Roman Reigns wins the Elimination Chamber and CM Punk calls in his favor with Paul Heyman?
That's the other elephant in the room, right? The favor. The favor. What's the favor gonna be? That look that Punk gives Heyman when he leaves that match told such a story. What a great what great storytellers they are in their own rights. Punk and Heyman together. That look he gave Heyman as he left the Royal Rumble was phenomenal. And I hope enough people picked up on that. Because that Punk is just like, you still owe me, asshole.
I I
You know?
think I think Punk doesn't feel like he should be involved in a triple threat. I think the better match to do is Seth and Roman
I
at
agree.
Mania.
I
There's
agree.
so much to tell there, and like everything kind of boils around to that because Roman is the catalyst of everything in the
Mhm.
WWE. Every
Yeah,
feud that's happening in the WWE right now is happening because
because of
of
Roman.
Roman Reigns.
Agreed.
And Seth is the guy that started all of that by turning his back on Roman.
There's another name we're not discussing right now, and I don't think it's fair of us to keep him out of all this, and that's Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Drew needs to be talked about in these circumstances. Now we've already gotten the Drew and CM Punk story, so I don't think we need to see that again.
Nope.
So if you're doing Rollins and Reigns, what are you doing with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre?
It's hard not to see Punk involved in a triple threat, and I don't want to see it.
No,
But
either
let's just
way, you see him in a triple threat. Either it's Rollins and
I
it's either
I
Rollins and Reigns, or it's Cena and Cody.
what
Either
if
way,
what if um
you can stick CM Punk in either one of those.
what if it's Punk and Jey Uso?
How do you get there?
Something with a favor. Gunter Gunter's not sold on he's like I mean I guess the story they're trying to tell is can Jey Uso finally beat Gunter? So
The only way you can get there is you put Gunter into the Elimination Chamber.
yeah,
It's the only way you can do that, and I don't think
I
that's what they're going to do.
no, I don't think that'll be happening either. I don't know. I mean, where do you put Randy Orton? Where do you put AJ Styles?
I'm
Where do you
Yeah,
put
well, AJ coming back kind of threw a wrench in this whole thing too.
there's a lot of guys that I don't know where they have a home with. Do you
And we're
do
and we're assuming that Randy's coming back to Denver.
I would be shocked if he's not back for WrestleMania. That's a big payday, right?
Mhm.
And you want all your heavyweights on deck. What about Randy and Drew?
Always a good time.
Um, we've seen Randy and AJ at Mania before. You could do Drew and AJ. I know they're talking about doing Drew and Damian Priest or LA
I
Knight, and
and that
I don't want to see any of those.
Well, apparently there's a lot of heat on LA right now. Right now, so
Good.
we'll
I
see where they're going with
hate to
that.
say I told you so, everybody.
No, no, no. You didn't tell me so on this. You said it's all a work. I
Everything's
believe
a
is what you
work.
said.
Everything's a work. I don't believe that Drew stormed out. Drew stormed out. That's
100%.
this would be
100%.
his.
Don't believe that wrestlers get boo boo faced all the fucking time.
This would be the
This
third.
happens all the
This is the
time.
third time that they've reported that Drew McIntyre has stormed out of the building in his gear. I
Yeah,
believe
it's
that
probably happened all three
I believe that
times.
there's heat on people, but I don't think it's
I totally believe it. A lot of wrestlers are little babies.
it's all a work, brother.
Look at that. What was it right after that match with Roman? Look at fucking Rock and his boo boo face throwing the title at Vince.
No, Brock. It's all a
Yeah.
work, brother.
Oh, work. Yeah.
Everything's a work.
Uh, so where where are we going then? Let's get down to the Mania here. Do you put Penta on your WrestleMania card?
Yeah, I
You
think
put
so.
Penta on your Elimination Chamber card? Or are we
No,
continuing? Well, okay. Here's a question: what's Chad Gable doing with this? He's getting trained in the dark arts. Any predictions there?
no. I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Dark Luchador. I don't know. I don't know.
If it's not Vampiro, I riot.
Little throwback.
Um,
What about Logan Paul? What do you
I
do with
got a
him at
man.
WrestleMania? What about Logan Paul and AJ Styles?
Let him sell popcorn for all I fucking care. After the bullshit he pulled,
What
he
bullshit
can
did
suck
Logan
dick.
Paul throw?
Fucking stole a fan's cell phone and destroyed it.
Good. It's all a
Good.
work.
Okay, no. You're such a piece of shit here.
It's all a work.
When oh shut up. When what was it? Eddie fucking Edwards smacked the cup out of a guy's hand,
I was
and
pissed.
and you want to throw him in wrestler's court, yet
I think Logan knew the guy,
fucking
man.
Logan Paul.
Listen, if Logan Paul didn't know the guy, I watched the guy's personal video of that. He did not look like he was very upset at all that that happened.
What are you just saying?
It felt very staged the way that I watch it. No, I'm not going to go down this rant because I respect what they do. It's just not my favorite thing. I'll save that for an off-air rant. But no, I'm not
All right.
gonna.
To answer your question, what does Logan Paul do? You just said Logan Paul and AJ. I wouldn't hate that. That'd
That's a
be
great
a
match.
great match. Don't know how you get there, but it doesn't really matter. I like that. I'm
Yeah,
okay with that.
Braun
I've got a
Breaker.
man. Thank you. So I was just about to bring up Braun Breaker. Number one, that we give Braun his flowers. His performance in the Royal Rumble was nothing but breathtaking. He was great in the Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah.
Good for you, Braun. He impresses me more and more as time progresses. He's going to be world champion in the next 2 years. Like he is phenomenal. Um, Braun and Logan makes sense because Braun fucked up Logan's best friend buddy there,
That
ISO speed.
that person's for young people. I don't know who he is.
But the fact of the matter is, he was in the Royal Rumble. He got fucked up by Braun Breaker. So Logan's mad that Braun messed up his best friend.
I got
That's
a
a story.
match. I got
That's
a
a story
match for
right
Braun
there.
Breaker at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob fought too.
It's like you're reading my mind. My next man I was going to want to talk about is Jacob Fatu. What do we do with Jacob Fatu? Because again, impressive Royal Rumble outing.
I would I would have
Eliminated 4 people.
I would have Jacob Fatu break Roman Reigns' record next year for most eliminations in a Rumble.
They're tied right now, aren't they?
No, for most eliminations, like in a single Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns has got the record with like 13 or 14 or something.
Oh, okay.
I would have Jacob Fatu break that record next year. But I'd put him and Braun Breaker for, I mean, no, I think you got to do Braun Breaker and Sheamus. I think you got to give Sheamus the moment.
Sheamus, yeah.
Well, Sheamus
Yeah.
has been on this quest for about
Yeah,
three
I know.
years about trying to win the IC title, and they've
I
had
know.
great matches. They'll have a great match, and I think Sheamus is one of those guys that like when you talk about some of the best superstars in WWE history, you'll never talk about Sheamus, and he should be talked about more. Guy's had a great career,
100%.
great career, and
Anybody
like
who argues with you here just hasn't been watching wrestling in the last 20
And
years.
you know why? Like, and this is going to be such a weird, like, cap point to put on, but he was in this tag team called The Bar that everybody forgets about, and they were amazing. And,
They're
like,
one
I
of the
just feel
greatest
like
tag.
so
Yeah.
many people, like, don't give Sheamus his flowers.
I could not agree with you more here.
So,
Sheamus is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Goes down as one of your greater champions. Um, I I can't say a bad thing about Sheamus. There's no
give me Sheamus for the IC title. You know who I think has to be on WrestleMania this year?
a couple more names that should be seen, but who has to be seen?
Absolutely has to have a match at WrestleMania is Chelsea Green this year.
Here, give me Chelsea Green every day of the week.
Give me Chelsea Green versus Becky Lynch for the United States Championship.
Okay. Has When's Becky making her official return? Has that happened yet? Not yet,
No,
eh?
she hasn't. It hasn't happened. She's ready. She's cleared.
Why do you think I don't know what I was gonna say right there. I lost
All
my
right.
train of thought.
What? He's Frank Costanza. I've
Yeah.
lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, I 100% give me Chelsea all day long. Um, a couple other names I think you got to have on the Mania card and the undercard. I just don't know what you do with them. Dominic Mysterio is one of them.
Yeah, maybe him and Penta.
I think maybe that's where we're getting to. That could be really good. Uh,
What about
Damian
Ray?
Priest. Damian Priest. Well, he doesn't have to be there. He could be
Ray?
involved. He
What if
doesn't
you do
have to be.
Ray and Penta? Ray Penta and insert name here versus Dom, Balor, and McDonough.
Yeah,
Dragon Lee, that's who Ray's with. Ray Penta and Dragon Lee against Dom, Dunham, and Balor. Boom.
yeah. I don't hate it. Wait, Dom and who?
Dom, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough. Judgment Day. Or
Yeah,
Carlito.
JD won't
What?
be ready by then.
And then Carlito.
Okay, I'm like JD's
Oh
got
yeah,
fucking
I forgot he has the
pierced
puck.
lung and
Yeah. So put
yeah,
Carlito in
no,
there.
yeah. Carlito can always go.
Right? It makes sense.
Um, what else you got here? There's what else did you like about the Rumble? As far as
I thought the men's Royal Rumble was one of the best
far as
men's Royal Rumble of all time.
that's a hard argument to make, man. It was so good. It was so good. Uh, that it definitely had one of my favorite. I was asking you just the other day. I'm like, have we done the list of the best number one and number two? putting Ray and Penta number one and number two
Great
was
start.
so great. Love that. That made so
I
much sense.
like I like that the
And
first
then
half of that
having Chad Gable as number three was just like the, you know what I mean? That was the chef's kiss of the whole
the
thing.
the first half of that match was really exciting with all the lucha element to it. It was very fast paced. It was very good. Then they kind of brought Jacob Fatu in to start killing everybody.
Yeah,
And then once Roman got in there, things really picked up. And then that how great, I don't give
I
a
want to.
fuck.
I want
I
to see
was
the cut.
I was on my feet when they did those entrances of um with Roman standing there and then Seth and then Punk
Hmm.
when all three of them came out, boom, boom, boom. I was
Yeah.
losing my fucking mind. Like,
Let me talk about Roman's performance in the Rumble here. Roman coming in as number 16 was amazing to me because you think
why?
of a
Because you
Roman
had him in the
Reigns.
Royal Rumble pool?
No, I didn't have 16. I had 18.
You had Roman. Yeah, Roman was your guy. Because I remember being very upset that you got a good pick and I had fucking Otis.
I had 18. I had Finn Balor. But anyways, the numbers you sent me, anyways, unless you sent me my numbers wrong.
I might have. I deleted them all.
I had Chad Gable, Finn Balor, and Logan Paul. So I had.
I'm pretty sure you had Roman, but either way, it doesn't
And it
matter.
doesn't matter. I lost regardless. Anyways,
I didn't. Boo.
him, him at 16 was great because a Roman Reigns, with the limited work that he does, you expect him to be number 25, 26, 27, 28. You know what I mean? That's what you expect. Where your punks were, where your Rollins were, where your John Cena's were. That's where you expect to see Seth in the guard, or I mean Roman in the guard. We got Roman at number 16. We got Roman for a good amount of time. I think he was in there for like 40 minutes. That's amazing. That is great booking to me. Give us something we're not expecting. Give us the guy that gives us very limited bits of himself, guys that we clamor to see, and he only gives us just this much. He doesn't come to every pay-per-view. He only defends his title when he wants to defend his title. That kind of guy where it's almost special to see him give us 40 minutes in the Rumble. That makes that Rumble feel that much more special to me.
I like
And I
the
think that was a great way to go.
I like the throwback that he did to his first Royal Rumble, the elimination, when Braun Breaker absolutely destroyed him with the spear. And then he did like the when he reversed it and threw Breaker out. That's how Batista beat him in the Royal Rumble his
Oh,
first
that's
year.
right.
So
Yeah.
that was nice. I want to talk about another name that we saw in the Royal Rumble, and I think we're gonna have I don't know how our opinions are gonna match up on this one, but people said his name and he appeared.
Mhm.
Did you believe in Joe Hendry in the Royal Rumble?
I believe he would be there. I believe he would do just a little bit better than he did. But yeah, you it's not that you and I are gonna differ extremely, but we're gonna differ slightly. You your exact words to me was that they jobbed him out. I don't see it quite like that.
Hmm.
I don't think they did him dirty by any means. And you're not the only one who feels like this. I see it all over online. A lot of people think that they did him dirty. Ah, I just don't think they gave him uh, what we wanted them to give him. They gave him a very short spot. Listen, he's not a WWE guy. He's right now, and remember that the deal with TNA is with NXT, not with WWE
Well,
main roster.
WWE
So,
owns like it's a WWE TNA
so,
partnership.
so, what are they going to treat him like? An NXT guy.
Well, I mean, they
Well,
gave NXT.
he didn't do any better than any of the NXT guys. You know what I
I
mean?
I think
It was
that
okay.
if Joe Hendry wasn't the TNA World Heavyweight Champion right now, that his spot would have been perfect. But he is the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And yeah, they gave him good stuff with The Miz, The Miz is another guy who doesn't get his flowers in the WWE. But I mean, The Miz, like, he's bulletproof. He can be a main eventer at WrestleMania one year, and he can be a fucking Joe Hendry jobber spot the next year, and it doesn't matter. Miz is bulletproof. He's like this generation's Chris Jericho. He can lose 100 times. However, once Joe Hendry touched anybody that was big, and that was Roman Reigns.
Mm.
He steamrolled him and he threw him out of the ring. And I think that's very apparent to where
Yeah.
WWE views TNA in the grand scheme of things.
We'll see about that. I'm not sure if I agree with you there. I think it was just a way to make Roman look. It was Roman's first Rumble in 5 years, uh, and they want
So
Roman to look massive. I think they wanted to give
Roman always looks massive.
they wanted to give Roman two really quick eliminations. He eliminates Miz, eliminates Joe. I don't
he
know.
eliminated Joe very easily, is all I'm saying. I
I
think
agree. I see where you're coming from. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm just not really hurt by it.
I just think it's very telling, I think, of what where they view their relationship with TNA, how they view it. Like I just think, this is what it is. I'm not sure. I don't think Joe Hendry should have went on a run, you know what I mean? But I think they missed the boat by not having a spot with him and John Cena.
Now, I'm I'm a hypocrite because I'm saying all this while last year I was ecstatic that they let a TNA superstar go on a good run and
They
in Jordan
shined. Jordan
Grace
Grace shined in the Women's Royal
shined
Rumble.
in the Rumble. She did better last than she did this year.
Correct.
I don't feel like they jobbed her out or anything like that this year, but she wasn't as quite impressive as she was in her debut.
I have a rant that I'd
Oh,
like to go on, and it goes based on a spot that I've seen in the Women's Rumble that it wasn't a shined upon spot, but it was there. And I think you know the one I'm talking about. It's with Jordan Grace.
I don't. Sorry, I'm thinking about because I have a spot I'm going to rant on too. So I
Well,
don't know what you could be ranting on.
there's a spot in the Rumble where Naomi was in the corner and Bianca Belair was in front of her, and Jordan
Okay.
Grace stomped on Bianca's head and it
Mhm.
like motorboated Naomi, and Bianca was dying of laughter in the ring.
Mhm. Okay.
I think, and I'm not just saying this specific spot in general, but there's a time and a place, guys,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
fun. And like even when all those girls were brawling to the back, they were all laughing and having jokes, and like, this is the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble's
And
supposed to be serious. Like
and
this
I
is like
I'm gonna say this
yeah.
about the commentators as well. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. I have not been impressed with Pat McAfee since he's come back to the WWE. I don't think he's taking it serious, and I think he's bringing Michael Cole down right now because I
I
just think
disagree.
these guys are too busy trying to pop each other than to really like have your
Michael Cole's been
moments.
one of the greatest announcers for the last
He's
20
still
years.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
way
taking
I
away
look
from
at
Michael
it, you
Cole's
know what?
legacy.
He
I'm
might
saying
he
that I
might be only
think
around for another he might be only around for another couple of years. You want to give you want to let him have some fucking fun. I want you to remember something too. For fucking 20 years, he had Vince McMahon in his ear yelling, saying horrible things, being a piece of shit to him.
Mhm.
He's finally free. Let him have some fucking fun.
I don't mind people having
That's the way I'm
fun.
looking at it. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
mind people having fun. Time and a place, though. I just think that it's too much fun. I think it needs to be a little tighter. Now, I'm not saying let's go back to the days of Vince McMahon screaming in people's ears, but I don't think that it should just be like a big joke all the time. Like the
I don't
wrestlers
know.
are a little loosey
Wrestling's supposed to be
goosey.
fun. Wrestling's
It
supposed to
is
be fun.
supposed
Yeah.
to be fun, but there's a time and a place for it. It's like at work. I go work at a restaurant. I can have a lot of fun, but I know when it's time to be serious as well. Like I don't think that Bianca Belair should be given motorboats in the Royal Rumble and laughing about it. I don't think that's the right time for it. I don't
I'm
think
gonna
that
agree with a
Pat
spot like that.
McAfee, I don't think that Pat McAfee needs to be constantly trying to make jokes the entire show. I think he needs to get a little more serious. And I think that Michael Cole, I'm not taking away from Michael Cole's performance. I still think he's incredible. I just think that the whole product is getting a little too loosey. I just think it needs to get tightened up a tiny bit. I think it's
Sure.
got potential to spiral more and more,
And you
and they're
know
going to
what? And
keep
I'm
pushing
sure
and
there's more.
pushing.
I think there's more people here that agree with you than with me. But I'm enjoying the product we're getting. I'm enjoying the.
It's a small nitpick. I'm not taking
I
away from the product we're getting. I just don't.
I'm enjoying the camaraderie between the two guys because it makes me like their friendship makes me think of our friendship or my friendship with somebody else. You know what I mean?
I'm just not a
Where
fan of McAfee right now.
where we shoot the shit and I don't know it's fun to me. I like it. I'm okay with it.
I
Now
think
I'm
Pat
probably in the
McAfee is
minority though, and
funny.
I can admit that.
I think Pat McAfee's funny. I thought his first run with the company as a commentator was him and Michael Cole were untouchable. Something's off with this one for me. I'm not feeling the vibes. I don't know if McAfee is trying too hard to be cool. I don't know if he's not following the product properly. Like I just something seems off and I can't put my finger on it. I'm not saying that McAfee's doing a terrible job, but just something doesn't feel
Right.
there for me. Just something's missing. And the other thing I don't like that they do, I don't like these cold opens that they're doing. Like they're like how they're showing like Raw starts, the music hits, right? And then it's
Yeah.
like Michael Cole's like, "Hello everybody. Here's Monday Night Raw." And then they show like Cody Rhodes walking in the back with his
Yeah.
suitcase.
I don't hate it,
I
but
just
if they went away, I wouldn't be mad.
like I just like I'm hyped up. I'm like boom boom
Yeah.
boom, the music's starting, and then it's like
Yeah.
everybody, how are we doing? My name is Michael Cole, and I am one to welcome you to
Yeah.
Monday
I
Night
I
Raw.
I I I
I
get it.
get I get what they're trying to do with like the sports vibe, but like I
Yeah.
miss the days of Vince and JR being like, "Welcome everyone to
Yeah,
the like
like
I want to get
there's
hyped
nothing like
up."
an opening to Raw in 1997 with the fucking the especially the Thorn in Your Eye is playing the da 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 da, the fucking fireworks shooting at the stage. There's nothing like that.
I just think
Nothing can
it
ever beat
I
that.
just think it would be so cool like to do your opening pyro and then bring the lights up
Yeah,
and then that drone is flying around and
yeah, and
like
then you
get
have
Michael Cole hyped
just,
up a
just,
little
just like
bit.
you said, and you have like JR used to try to basically beat the fireworks. The fireworks going off, and Jeff, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
He's like he was nothing but energy and
See,
excitement. Yeah,
that's where Pat McAfee would be great when he's
100%.
McAfeeing it up, right?
Yeah,
And also, just because we haven't said it, if any, well, you kind of mocked it at the beginning of the show, but just to put it on record, if anybody's got a problem with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble,
Ah,
just shut the fuck up and get out of here. Like,
I was excited. I did not have that on my bingo card. I was
it's
not expecting him
incredible.
to win, and I was very happy
What
when
a
it
way
happened.
to not only what a way to put over your hottest act in the company, because if you don't think Jey Uso's the hottest act in the WWE right now, you're out to lunch.
100%, and he has been almost for a year now.
What a fantastic way to utilize John Cena also.
So, big time.
Like you have one of your greatest superstars ever giving the final two with you and Jey Uso and putting Jey Uso over. And man, Jey Uso's entrance, it is the greatest thing in wrestling right now. That thing, they loop his song. Like Jey Uso's doing like RVD 10-minute entrances on Monday Night
Yeah,
Raw.
right. I
And
love it.
and people are just the longer it goes, the more hype people get. And
Yeah,
I will say Pat McAfee was a
great.
big part. Pat McAfee was a big part in getting some of these
Getting that
entrances
going.
over. That's a
100%.
big vibe. So I will tip. See, I'm not a flat out hater. I can tip my cap when I see it. But it's definitely like it is Jey Uso's time, and I think
Like
they,
I feel he took the energy that he used to do for Shinsuke back in the day,
yeah.
and he took that energy, he gave it to Jey Uso, and then amplified it by 10, and
I'm really
that helped get Jey over.
I'm real. I don't have many more points to say tonight, so
I've got three, but I'll let
I'm
you
gonna
finish
turn
what
the
you
end
got.
of the show over to you. Then this is my last point, and I'm very curious to watch this as a wrestling fan because we've already saw baby toe of it. Will fans turn on Jey Uso if he wins?
Probably
I'm interested to
no.
see that. Do
I'm
fans
done calling them fans. The internet will. Fuck the
do
internet.
do
The
do
real fans.
people
You. I
want to
don't think
just
the real
yeet with
fans will.
him, or do they
No.
want to see him be? I don't know. I'm interested to see the play out of this. So I'm going to turn the last few points over to you. I got nothing more on the day.
Basically, all I have to say is are continuations of things that you already brought up. I want first thing I want to go back to the John Cena thing, talking about his that promo he cut and the ingenious way he chose to get himself off TV for the next 4 weeks. I love how he came right out and said, "Listen, I'm going to give the next 4 weeks to my opponents to let them talk smack to each other, to let them hype themselves up, and I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to be there. I won't even show up, and I'll see you in Toronto." What a great way to get yourself off TV.
Mhm.
Knowing because I think he even brought it up. I think he goes, everybody knows I'm going to be in Hungary for a movie. He goes, but I'm going to be there and I'm going to give you guys the chance to do what you have to do, earn your spots, talk your crap to each other. What a great way to say, hey, I'm not going to be on TV for the next 4 weeks, guys. I'll see you at the pay-per-view.
Also,
I thought it was a genius way to do it.
what a great way to stop insulting our intelligence in a world of
Yes.
social media where we do know
Yeah.
that he will be there filming a movie. Like, fantastic.
Speaking of that, um, Triple H brought it up, and I love that it was brought up by Michael Cole as well. During Alexa Bliss's return, Michael Cole starts yelling, "What? She's not supposed to be here. They said she wasn't going to be here. They all said she wasn't going to be here. Don't they know?" Literally slamming the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
I was so happy at that. And then Triple H comes out and flat out says, anybody who says that they know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that told them this, they don't know. They don't know anything. None of them know. And I love that he finally just slammed it all down. And then Dave Meltzer tried so hard to shut that down and sounded like such an idiot in trying.
Man,
Dave Meltzer needs to finally go away.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
He
have
needs
any
to go
no comment on Dave Meltzer.
The other things that I noticed, going back to the spots with Jordan and Naomi and Bianca, they did something. I'll use your word. This is just a little nitpick. I just didn't like it. The spot where they Naomi and Jordan hugged because they're friends.
Yeah.
Right. They were friends in TNA. They alluded to this back at the Royal Rumble last year. We, just like you said a few seconds ago, they're not insulting our intelligence. We remember that.
Mhm.
We know that.
Great
So
throwback to their spot last year as well.
yeah, so they're showing us that. And then Bianca gets pissed off.
Loved it.
She gets jealous, and I didn't.
Why?
Because there's supposed to be a face takedown. This was going to turn into something. There was no reason.
Well, they've been teasing some kind of a heel turn between one of the two
Have
because
they?
because they've got the whole injury angle. Somebody has laid out Jade Cargill,
right.
and people want to know maybe it was Naomi, maybe it was Bianca. Like,
okay.
well, there's
okay.
Yeah. And having Bianca show that little heel tendency.
Sure.
You know what? Sorry, that was who I couldn't think of earlier. Bianca Belair is who I would love to see Rhea Ripley face at WrestleMania this year.
I'm okay with it.
But I think we're going to see Bianca.
Got to break up that tag team first.
I think we're going to see Naomi and maybe Grace against Bianca and Cargill. I don't know. I don't know where you go with that. I'd like to see Bianca and Jordan Grace. Man, I just want to see so many matches. I love wrestling.
Right. And then the last thing I want to talk about is dumb. It's a dumb thing to be annoyed by, but just like you are annoyed by the Iron Man spot, I have a Royal Rumble trope that I want to see go away. Because we've been seeing it since 1988. And it doesn't work. Stop it. The spot where you put your opponent in a fucking fireman's carry and try to get him out, then they grab the top rope, you both go over, you hit the apron, nobody goes out, and you come back in. We see it every single Royal Rumble for the last 38 years.
I love that spot.
Every time you put somebody in a fireman's carry, we know. I'm all about unpredictability. I don't want to be able to call spots. Yeah. I hate being able to call spots.
If John Cena puts you in that fireman's carry, your ass is going out.
And every time you see, I think he's the only one who actually utilizes that move to get people out.
I think Hogan's done it a couple times.
Every time you see a fireman's carry, it's like you know exactly what's going to happen. Someone's grabbing that top rope. No one's going out. No one's.
I mean, you can say that about 90% of the spots in the Royal Rumble. Hey, how many times you can say that then? Okay, you go in the corner and you lift up their one leg. I know you're not going out. Like, same shit.
Charlotte. I don't know how she came about last night. Maybe you can tell me. I'm guessing, did she come out on Raw last night?
Yeah.
Charlotte?
Yeah, she got booed out of the building.
Is she playing a heel or a face?
I think she came out to cut a babyface promo and they booed her, so.
I got face out of her when she came out.
Yeah.
Even when she left, she like kissed a kid in the crowd and shit, right? And I get she's the queen, but this is not a very face thing to do. I didn't like this when she's in the ring and then she forced Jessica Carr to get in the ring and hold open the rope so she could leave.
Yeah, that's a Flair spot.
I don't like that.
They've done
Not as a face.
her and Rick have always done that, heel or face. That's a classic. I love it. Sure, there's Flair. I'm
Not a,
royalty.
you don't do that if you're a face.
That's a Flair spot. That runs in the family. That's your
And it,
David.
and it looks like Jessica Card didn't know that was coming.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Come on, Jessica Carr. You need to know. You're a big wrestling fan.
Well, we're going
Bow
to
down to
keep
the
up on this
queen.
over the next few weeks because WrestleMania is going to build up. We have an Elimination Chamber in just a couple of weeks, which I'm so excited for because obviously we're going to be there. And I'm on an Elimination Chamber kick right now. I'm watching a lot of the old pay-per-views, trying to build a future list. So I'm watching a lot of Elimination Chambers, and you know, as long as this one, man, I forgot how many good chamber matches there are, and I think this one's going to hold up against some of the greats.
Unpopular opinion, but the Elimination Chamber is not one of my favorite
I
matches.
know it's
But I'm excited because I get to see CM Punk and John Cena live, so I'm pumped up because
in the same match.
yeah, I'm excited. This match is going to be good. I don't hate the
Is there
Elimination
anybody else?
Chamber.
Is there anybody else you want to see in the Elimination Chamber?
Yes, I want to see Roman. I want to see
Hmm.
Seth. I want to see AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre.
Okay. I've been
Is
watching
that
lots of young.
six?
Yeah, it is sick. I've been watching lots of young babyface Drew, and I don't mean good guy. I mean babyface
Yeah.
Drew in the Elimination Chamber. I think he was just in like 3 in a row as the chosen one. Man, it's so funny to watch the progression of that guy. How he was pushed as like he's going to be the future, and then all of a sudden he was nothing, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and then he built his name on the Indies as Drew Galloway, and then came back and is now fucking man. You know, it's
Hmm.
really proud to see how far he's come. He's he's really I'd say he's a Hall of Famer.
Last question before I tell you guys what we're going to see next week on the show. Cody Rhodes and Gunter, do we see them defend their titles at the Elimination Chamber event in any capacity?
One of them. I don't think we get both.
That seems to be what they've been doing. We're only getting one title match lately.
Uh, and it would probably be Gunther. I'm gonna guess. I don't know. You know what? Cody might need some time. They're saying Cody, the reason Cody didn't go to that press conference, Cody had to go straight to the hospital.
Well, it'll
Cody was,
work. It could be a work.
I don't, but it could not be. It could not be Tyler.
I think it's a work.
Oh my
Cody's
God.
it's always a work. If it's on TV, it's a
Mike
work.
at countedout7.com. That's my email. If you'd like to put in your resumes for a new co-host, because I don't
What's
know
up?
how much longer I could do this.
Are you sure your name's is it Mike or Mark? I can't tell right now. Welcome to Count It Out with Mark and Tyler. Oh, that was good. Next week on the show, I will not be joined by Mark or Mike. I will be joined by the notorious 187 Homicide for a very in-depth, emotional show. Um, he really opens up about his health and his future plans, and this is a
Sneak peek of this has been on our YouTube for about a week now. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go check it out.
yeah, this was a great interview, and Homicide's a great guy, and I really enjoyed this conversation with him, and I hope all you guys do next week as well.
Yeah, I do too. So until next time, Rumble Walsh over here. Says
Mark Rumble.
Mark Rumble.
I'll call you Mark Rumble.
That, that's a great indie name. That'll be
Sounds
my
like
indie name.
is that your indie
Mark
name or your
Rumble.
porn name?
No, that'll be my indie name. I can go and I'll go apply. I'm not trained though, so I'll go and
Mark
I'll go and wrestle in Aurelia under
Mark
the name
Rum
Mark Rumble.
Mark
And
Rumble lasts just
yeah.
as long as Santino Marella in the bedroom.
Oh, or Ludwig
Ludwig.
Kaiser. Oh, that poor guy.
So, yeah, I mean, it's I can't say that on air. Take us home before I get us cancel cultured.
Jesus Christ, Tyler. All right. Stay tuned for our check out our interview with Homicide. We'll see you in a couple weeks. We're getting ready for Elimination Chamber. Until then, please, for the love of God, hit that subscribe button. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, or X, I guess. Thread, Discord, Facebook, all of them. Check us out. Hit that subscribe. Hit those likes. Do it all. Send us a comment or whatever in all those threads. Send us an email. Who cares? Send us something. Tell us you love us. Until then, guess what, baby? You've been counted out.
Cheers.